Hey, this is Kate. If you're enjoying the content on the Good Fight channel, then please do hit like and subscribe below. Thank you. Nico, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. First of all, let's start by talking about your fight. You have one coming up February 4th.
It's actually February 3rd. It's my first Friday fight. They're having some fights on Fridays now. So, but yeah, no, my opponent is, some dude he's from Arizona as well. I believe he's like 9-2 or something like that. And he's got like an awkward style. We've been, watching film on him and doing our studies.
So what number fight is this going to be for you two working together?
This will be our third fight together.
Okay, so that means you did Billy Wagner, Reyes Sanchez, Alejandro Ibarra together. No, you didn't do Alejandro Ibarra was with a previous coach.
Yeah. This will be our third. This next one will be our third.
Okay, I got you. So it feels like you've kind of benefited from moving around, if it has been a benefit to you through different coaches, right? You've had Sugar Hill, you've had Richard T. Sloan, you're with Coach K, with Flick, with Smalls. How do you feel like that's helping you?
I try to learn from everyone I can, but it's Coach K's been there since, him and Sugar cool. So like Coach K's been there since my pro debut. He's been helping out in the gym and stuff, but it's been official for the last two fights. But I learned from everybody, so I'm glad to be, official with Coach K.
So since it's been official, K, what growth are you seeing in Nico in the way that you guys are working together?
I don't like talking about me, so I like the things that he does with Emmanuel Savoy and Kevin Smalls is great because it's like, him and Emmanuel, they have a great relationship. So it's like, hands-on, trying to make Nico make the transformation into the professionals just the way Sugar Hill was. Sugar Hill was a very basic kind of a guy. It just made it easier for us to be able to teach Nico because us trying to teach Nico, strengthen up his jab, not try to fight so much. We don't want to, people to say he's trying to be like his grandfather or whatever. Nico has his own style. So, it's for us to, to control that style, which Nico has great power. He has good speed. It's just, teaching him how to settle down and just be able to put all that together. So, our team, like he said, me and Sugar, we were cool. I watched Sugar many times train him. I watched Sloan train him. Like he said, I was always there in the beginning, me and my team. So it was kind of easy just to, piggyback off a lot of things that they were doing that, we needed that he needed to.
So what kind of growth are you hoping to show Nico?
Just exactly what he said. It's like Coach K and Flick and Coach Smalls, they make it simple. It's simple because boxing is simple. So it's like the biggest thing for me is like settling down and not fighting as much because I've noticed, and I think they've noticed also, that I like to fight. I like to scrap, but that's not always the best thing. So it's just kind of getting out of that. So that's kind of what I want to show. I want to show more boxing. Coach K's style, my team's style is boxing, and I want to be able to show that more.
I've watched you in the gym a couple of times, right? You're a big personality. You're very social. You talk to everybody, engage with everybody. Kay, what do you think people don't really know about Nico that don't get to see him behind the scenes?
Oh man, he's very comical. You know what I'm saying? He's very thoughtful, very comical. He respects everybody around him. I think the biggest thing about him, he's a team player. He understands a lot. You know what I mean? It's like, he's very receptive to people saying things to him. He doesn't get upset or nothing like that. And so it makes him likable, you know what I mean, from other athletes, and also other coaches. Like with him, I don't think at first he realized the magnitude of who he was. And, because that's the kind of kid he is. He's a humble kid. He just enjoys life. He just enjoys being around cool people. So I think now that he's noticed that, some people will use him, try to use him. Some people will try to be around him, just because of his name. Some people don't really believe in him. So it's like, he realizes like kind of some sort of way, like he has a target on his back.
What Kay's talking about is inevitable, I guess, in some way, right? With the name that you carry, which is royalty in boxing and sport in general. Do you feel like what Kay says, do you think your road has been easier or harder as a result of the name that you bear?
It's definitely been harder.
Most people wouldn't think that, right?
Yeah, no, and it's weird because I'm trying to think as an outsider, and I feel like as an outsider, I would think that it would be easier. But me and Coach K were just talking about this. Like I bring the best out of people, and it's not really me, it's the name. And I remember back in the amateur days, years ago, Laila, who obviously also boxed, she went to one of my amateur fights and she was like, "You're gonna fight the best versions of people." And that's exactly what it is. So like I read some of the comments, they're like, "Oh, tomato can, he's fighting like tomato can this, tomato can that." They show up as, different people when they're fighting me. Me and Coach K have watched sparring of people who don't look good at all. Like they don't look good. And then they spar me and then they end up looking, like a world champ. And it's because everyone wants to be able to, say that they knocked out like an Ali or whatever. So that makes it harder. But obviously, because of the name, I am given more opportunities, which is awesome. But you got to work way more with those opportunities.
Is it awesome to get those opportunities? Because yes, I understand there's a huge benefit in that you're getting TV spots, right? Which other fighters in your position wouldn't necessarily, but you then have to perform in those TV spots at a point where you're super young in your career still. How do you find that?
Yeah, no, it's tough because you're given those opportunities, but not without any repercussions. I'm given those opportunities with a lot to lose, with like a lot on the line. And I'm just accepting of it. I'm just blessed that I'm given those opportunities and I get to, work with Coach K, Flick, and Coach Smalls. Like we're just having fun. And I know there's a lot of pressure, but to me, pressure is like, if I didn't have pressure, then that would mean people didn't care. So it's nice to know that people, care about my grandfather still or the legacy, and they care about what I'm doing. So I'm cool with it.
How do you feel like about like other athletes like that, have been through the amateurs for so long, and, some of them are national champions, some of them are Olympians, and some of them are medalists. How do you feel like some of them feel like they should be getting that opportunity and stuff like that?
I feel that I understand that 100%. I've been given certain spots that like people who have been boxing way longer than me weren't given. I feel sort of bad, but at the end of the day, it's not me making those decisions. I'm boxing for myself, like this legacy that I want to, make and continue. I try not to think about everyone else. Like if it was up to me and I could do whatever I want, I'd be boxing right now and no one would know, because it doesn't matter to me. I don't care to be known or to be cheered on or whatever. I'm just trying to continue, a legacy here. But other people are making these decisions for me. Now, if I was getting these TV spots and I was being lazy about it, like and I didn't want to get up at 4 a.m. to run, or if I didn't want to spar at like 8 o'clock or whatever, then it would be a problem. But I'm willing to put in that work. So I don't think I feel I'm very deserving of it now.
He never complains, Kay?
No,
I do complain. I do complain. I'm gonna take that question from him, because I do complain, but I won't not do it. I will complain, but I won't ever not do it.
Got you.
I'm thinking about Canelo Alvarez, only having maybe 14, 15 amateur fights, and look where he's at today. Do you put yourself in a category with the ones with the names, and also guys like Canelo Alvarez and Deontay Wilder, who didn't have that many amateur fights, but, during his amateur reign, he fought the top to get to the Olympics. When he got to the Olympics, he did what he did. He got a bronze medal. Then on top of that, he became a world champion and is probably one of the most talked about boxers today. You have the guys with the short amateur records that have become more than the guys that everybody expected, the gold medalists or the national champions. Do you put yourself in that category?
I definitely do, because I look up to Canelo Alvarez and I look up to Deontay Wilder because of how much they've accomplished in such little time. So like Deontay Wilder started boxing, they say he started late. So and he didn't have a lot of amateur experience, just like myself, and he became, heavyweight champion of the world. I want to put myself in those categories because I'm kind of playing catch up right now, because I didn't have a lot of amateur fights. I didn't have, the 200 or 100 plus amateur fights that these, national champions had. So
How many
right
did
now
you
I'm
have?
playing catch up. I had around 20. I had around
Okay.
20, that's nothing. Like in my mind, that's almost as if I didn't have any amateur experience at all. So I put myself in that category of the people that are trying to make a name for themselves outside of amateur experience, because it is possible. Everyone thinks you need amateur experience to be great, but I think Deontay Wilder and Canelo, they're proof that you don't need amateur experience. I really feel like you just need to be disciplined. You need to be able to be willing to work.
Kay, what's your opinion on that? Because obviously you come from that background of working and coaching the US team, right? The Olympics team. If you were saying giving advice to young fighters, how many amateur fights is ideal? Like, would you ever tell somebody like Nico to go pro after 20 fights?
I mean, nah, but you have to think about it, like the era that we're in, and even back then, like no one sat there and said, every opponent that Sugar Ray Leonard fought, or Marvin Hagler fought, or Oscar De La Hoya fought, they were national champions, or what I mean, Ike Corte wasn't an Olympian. You know what I'm saying? Trinidad, and they gave us great fights. You know what I'm saying? So me, I would say, yeah, it's great to have amateur experience. Everybody's not built for the amateurs, and everybody's not built for the pros. Some people have a pro style, some people have an amateur style, and some people have it all together. So it's like I've learned a lot as a coach. Like you gotta just be surprised every time. Like some people take this more serious than they take that serious. Some people can't fight every day for a whole week. You know what I'm saying?
Why wasn't it what you wanted, Nico? Like, why rush to become pro?
I wouldn't say I rushed. I had a hard time finding fights as an amateur. I started officially when I was 14, and I was in like my family always pushed school as number one, so I never put boxing over school. But for a majority of my fights, I had to travel to Arizona. I had to travel to California, Chicago. Like I had to travel all around to get fights. It was hard getting them here in Vegas, but I feel like everything happened the way it was supposed to. If I could go back and change it, I probably wouldn't, because it brought me here, with you guys, and so I'm happy that it went the way it did.
You're with a major promotional company, Top Rank. What made you not say, hey, okay, with my name that I have, not want to go like the celebrity route and, take that kind of boxing? What made you say, I'm not going to go that route, I'm going to go the serious route? What made you do that?
That's an awesome question. I've actually never been asked that question before, so this is cool. But when I got into boxing, I had people on my team that were on one side and people on my team that were on the other side. And one side was you should take the slow route of, building yourself as a pro and actually continuing, my grandfather's legacy and building my own. That was option number one, which you don't get a lot of instant gratification out of option number one. But option number two would have been, obviously, I could have called out a YouTuber or something, and I'd be a millionaire right now. I'd be a millionaire sitting pretty, and I'd be doing fine, financially. But I wanted to take the slow route because money has never been an objective for me. It's always been legacy, and it's always been the money will come one day eventually. But as of right now, I'm more than content with taking the slow route of building my record, not making millions of dollars fighting a YouTuber, and just kind of going the same path that the greats went down.
So if the YouTuber fight was put in front of you and it was the biggest payday that you would ever have had, you at this point in time you would say no?
I promise on everything, I would say no. The way I was raised, money is so little. It's just not. It's not important to me at this stage of my life, and I'm glad. Money is not. Money is not. That's not what I'm doing this for.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like your aunt, Laila, she carried the same last name as you, you know what I'm saying? She knew that the Ali name carried weight, but I felt like your aunt, she just wanted to be her. Like she
Yes.
wanted to make her name. Women's boxing wasn't the biggest thing back then, but she jumped in that ring and said, I'm going to do it. I feel like your aunt wanted to make her own way, like her own legacy. As people say, Laila Ali did this and Laila Ali did this and did that, to where that she wanted to limit everybody always saying Ali's daughter. Ali's daughter, like she wanted to be known as Laila. Like I did my thing.
Mhm.
Is that what you trying to mean as legacy? Like you want people to know Nico Walsh, not Nico Ali Walsh all the time.
So when I say legacy, I feel like of course I am continuing my grandfather's legacy because he left such a great legacy. But my main goal is making my own. Like, my grandfather and I are so similar in some ways, but we're also so different. We're different people. Like we fight different. There's like, people try to make comparisons, but we're different people. And I love that. That's what makes everybody, unique. And that's what I'm trying to do is, just branch off his legacy and do my own. That's what I'm doing right now. One day, Coach K, I'm going to be known as just Nico. You know how they know they know Eminem as Eminem, one name. They know Rihanna as one name, Rihanna, or like Prince. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be Nico. It's just going to be Nico one day. Just a one name and that's it.
You said you and your grandfather are real similar in some ways. What are the ways that you're similar?
I feel like we have the same sense of humor. We like the same things. We when it came to like discipline, I'm absolutely 1,000% sure that I got my discipline from him and my mom for sure. Me and Coach K were talking about it. My grandfather never drank, he never smoked, and he never did any drugs. And I heard that as a little kid, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that too. So at this point in my life, I've never drank, never smoked, never done any drugs. And it's gotten me this far, and I just feel healthy and great. And that's our similarities.
How much of that is like a lifestyle thing? Like this is my discipline and this is a standard I hold myself to. And how much of that is faith-based?
I think it's discipline. I don't think my grandfather and my family, including myself, we're Muslim. So we are very faithful, but at the end of the day, there's Muslims that drink. There's Muslims that smoke. Faith is not strong enough to stop someone completely from doing that. It would take the discipline. You would have to want to do it. And
right.
that's where I'm at.
Speak about religion and family. I mean, what does, you being Muslim in this day and age mean to you? Like, as in, do you follow it to the fullest? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I grew up in London, and it's for a part of my life. And being in America and being over there and also living in Africa also, I see like religion and stuff like that is really, really strong in those countries. You know what I mean? And I feel like, some people follow the Muslim culture to a T in Europe, and some people follow it, half-ass here. Like, how do you feel about being Muslim in America?
I know for one, I'm not perfect. I'm like far from perfect and being a Muslim, because like Muslims aren't supposed to have tattoos, and I do have several tattoos. But I try to be the best I can be. Like one of my New Year's resolutions is just like making my prayer times, getting just being better, and that's all I can. That's all I could strive to do, is just be a little bit better. But we are very, I wouldn't say strict, but we live a Muslim lifestyle. Like I got my prayer rug right here. Like I'm ready to go, Coach K. Like I'm not messing around. So we do live that lifestyle, but it's not just a lifestyle. I feel like it's a mindset. It's living a certain way, and it's not just for Muslims. I feel like it's just being a good person. So I try to get better with that every year.
So, here's a secret. Kate shared that Muslim lifestyle a little bit. Tell them about it, Kate.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was, yes, I was Muslim for, so probably like well over 10 years at least. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't identify as Muslim now. I go to church. I consider myself Christian, but yeah, I was Muslim. And I think discipline was a big part actually of what attracted me to Islam, because it was something that made me feel very centered and very focused at the same time. So I really enjoyed like a Ramadan and taking that time to fast and focus on whether it was family life or spiritual aspects. And the five times a day prayer was something that I think initially before you're doing it, when it's not your natural habit, it can feel like a burden, right? Because it's something that you're being told you have to complete.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think once you've developed that as a habit, it became something I look forward to. It was that moment of like communing with God and finding my way to kind of blend out everything that's stressful in the day or that's difficult or that takes you away from what's really important and dialing back into that. And I think as somebody now who like goes to church on a Sunday and something that can be something I struggle with, that I don't necessarily in each day find the same amount of time to dedicate myself to thinking about that spiritual side of life that I would like to, and that being a Muslim kind of forced me into because I felt like that was an expectation. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, and that's the way I was raised. My mom and dad are Muslim. So my mom told me when I was growing up, and my brother as well, that like she never wanted to force anything on us. She wanted us to kind of grow into it ourselves. So yeah, it's never good when you feel forced, like you have to do this and you have to do that. I feel like people will like start going away from it. So yeah, I'm just trying to get better.
Prayer, is that something that's like important to you before a fight or something? You know, something that Ryan Garcia will talk about a lot in terms of his prayer
That is like number one to me. I swear. Like I always, even after a fight, like the first thing I do is thank God for everything. But that is so important before a fight. I do it before every fight. I pray all the time. It's so important to me.
So being that you're in the game now, right? You've been blessed to be next to a lot of, great boxers, what I'm saying, from Sugar Hill to being around us, being in the top ranked gym. And, I know you have a big respect for a lot of fighters that are coming up now because you know what they've been through. And I know you respect that in athletes. In this game right now, watching boxing from, both sides of the fence, as everyone tries to say, you have to cross this street and cross that street. But boxing is just one. Like, what athletes do you like? And when are you watching boxing? Like, who do you like? Who do you see stands out now in the game to you that you like watching? Or you just say, hey, man, I got to go to their fight.
My favorite boxer right now, aside from my grandfather, my favorite boxer of all time is Canelo. So any Canelo event, I'm there. I got to watch. I love watching Canelo. Shakur Stevenson, I love watching. I would never miss a fight watching him. I think he's incredible talent. Devin Haney, I love watching him as well. I think he's one of the best boxers in boxing today, like technically speaking. David Benavidez, I love. Caleb Plant, I love, and they're fighting each other. There's a handful of people. That five right there. Those are people that I watch like on a consistent basis.
Who do you got in that fight then? The Plant Benavidez fight?
I have no clue. I know for certain it's going to be one of those fights that are very memorable. I know that for sure.
You said something earlier, that caught my attention. So you sparred a Caleb Plant. You sparred, a Troy Isley. You sparred many people before. What are the difference between sparring a Caleb Plant and sparring guys that aren't Caleb Plant's level? Like, do you feel like a Caleb Plant is trying to take your head off and these other guys just boxing with you? How do you feel about that? Like, what is the difference?
I actually do better sparring a Caleb Plant type versus sparring like a tomato can, for lack of a better term. Like, because when you spar those guys who are a little bit inexperienced, they want to take your head off. Everyone wants to take my head off. So I've gotten used to that. But sparring someone like Caleb Plant, he's not trying to take my head off, but he will take me into deep waters and drown me. So you've got to, sparring a Caleb Plant, you've got to be really smart. You just got to be smart.
You're just saying like Caleb's actually working in there. He's not trying to prove nothing to the other guys.
No, he's got nothing to prove. He's got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
But in boxing, I've noticed this a lot. There's a ton of egos. Everyone's got to show their dominance. They've got to prove something. Sparring someone like Caleb Plant he's very secure of himself. He's got literally nothing to prove to someone like me versus me sparring a random guy in a gym. They feel like they've got to knock me out in sparring so that they can win the sparring world title or something. Like, I don't know. But Caleb Plant doesn't have anything to prove. That's the difference there.
You always seem like you're in a good mood. Like you have
That's
a
because
smiley
Coach K is here.
disposition. Is that what it is?
My God.
I'm shocked that Coach K is in an interview because I know Coach K doesn't like talking about himself, but he doesn't. He flies under the radar. He's very. I wish I was more like Coach K. I wish I could hide more.
Do you really?
I would be the guy behind the scenes. That's always been my thing. I'm the type of guy to be behind the camera.
You don't enjoy the attention that you get?
No, I don't. I don't like attention at all, actually. But now, because it's here, like I have to,
Hold on. If you're in the ring and you hear people chanting your name, that's not a moment that you enjoy?
Cool. Well, no, that's cool. That's cool. When I'm getting cheered on for something I've worked really hard for, I'm so happy. I'm so accepting of that. But like naturally speaking, I don't like being the center of attention. Like if I walk into a party, I don't like being the center of attention. That's not me.
What about attention from women?
Coach K? I don't. I'm like when it listen. when it comes to women, I've just got to be careful because women are like a distraction because there's a lot of pretty distractions out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically, saying that is just with your name, you have to be very, very careful with your name.
Yes.
Women.
No, that's not what he was saying.
No, I'm asking him that. I'm asking that. Like, you're basically like, do you feel like you have to be careful with your name, like with women, you know what I mean? And people like you saying you're getting more attention than you ever got before. People probably gravitate to you and you don't know if it's for you or for the name.
No, that happens. That happens, men, women, and children gravitate towards, they're like, people are like moths. They just go towards the light. Whatever's brightest at the moment, they'll just go towards. And right now I've had glimpses where I was really, really bright and I had a lot of moths around me, but I've got the right people around me that help me, deflect and swat. So we're good.
That's a nice analogy. One of the things I was reading about that you said you really connected with your grandfather on outside of boxing, right? This is just you two on a personal level as a family, was magic tricks.
Magic tricks, yes.
Can you do any still?
Oh, I'm a rock star when it comes to magic tricks.
So we need to see one.
I could do magic tricks. I could do card tricks. I've got several tricks. Have
you got one you can show us? Yeah, I want to see one.
How
Imagine I'm a moth that you want to impress.
No, it's tough. It's tough doing. Listen, it's tough doing magic tricks over FaceTime. It's tough doing magic tricks over FaceTime.
People do magic on TV all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a simple one, but I got to go grab something.
Okay, go grab something. We'll wait for you.
I'll be right back. It's simple. It's not big. It's not a big deal. It's simple.
All right.
Let's see it.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Kate, really a moth? Really?
That's how he referred to women. Moths he has to swat away.
So you had to be one of the moths.
No, I don't want to be one of the moths, just to be very clear. I'm just saying.
So this magic trick, is it going to bedazzle you?
No, it's not. I'm already bedazzled. I'm all good. So I saw the one on TV. You know the one I saw on YouTube, Nico, was the one with like a dollar bill and a pen?
Yes.
You can do that one too?
This is from the same area.
Okay.
I'm better with card tricks, but card tricks is the more in person. I feel so disconnected from you guys on the screen. So that'll be in person. Next time we're in person, we'll do that. But for right now, I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got these 3 balls. Okay. I've done this trick a million times before. It's a simple trick. So you take 2 balls and you put it on this ball and you just.
Oh, that was kind of good. That was good.
It's a cube.
Can you make it back into 3 balls?
No, it's a one-time thing. I gotta keep buying the red balls.
Oh man.
Oh, it was good.
That's all I got for you right now. But the card tricks I do.
Do you use the magic tricks on women? Is that one of your?
Oh snap!
I have before, but it's not.
It doesn't hit.
It hits, but it's just. Sorry, I was a little aggressive with that. No, it hits. It hits, but it's not something, you know. I've got some great magic tricks. I've seriously have some great magic tricks, but it's like they're a lot easier to do in person. And when I do them, women do love them. You know, people love magic tricks. Everyone loves, you know, a little
People do love magic tricks. Yeah.
Next time I see you in person, I'll do a trick that will blow your mind. I promise.
Okay, I got you.
I know exactly what it is too.
Oh man, we got it all planned out.
No, I've got it planned out already. It's on the phone too.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? You know. So have you ever like sat down with like Top Rank and just like talked out your career? What
Kay's gone real serious again.
You know, I've spoken with Aram directly and kind of talked about like roadmaps, but they've been like small roadmaps, like year by year type deals. So like this year, for example, the roadmap is very exciting. It's supposed to be, you know, obviously I'm fighting February 3rd in Arizona, but after that, they want me to start, you know, getting these different kind of fights. I don't know where my career will end when it comes to like boxing though. I haven't gone that far, like to like contender status or belts. I haven't even gotten that far yet mentally.
Do you have an age point at which you want to be out the game? Or is it not to do with age? Is it to do with achievement?
I don't have an age point, but I have a fight point. I don't want to have more than like, I never want to be the guy that has boxing retire them. I want to be able to retire from boxing. I feel like that'd be somewhere around like 30 fights is a lot. So I feel like it'd be somewhere around there, but it's not even like, I don't know. I want to make it to the top and then I'd figure out the rest. But I don't want to be one of those guys who's fighting in their 40s, you know, for belts. Mm-hmm. I don't want to do that.
How many fights do you want to have this year?
This year, it would be awesome if I had 5 fights. That would be awesome.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. But I like fighting. Like if it was up to me, I would fight every other month. But, you know, I listen to Top Rank and whatever they have for me.
It's a lot of camp with K. How do you feel about that?
It's a lot of camp with Coach K, but it's like I hate camp, but it's enjoyable when it's with people you like. So like the work is so annoying. And Coach K, I did not want to get up this morning. I really didn't. I got up at my alarm went off at 4:30 a.m. And I did not want to get up. It's not fun. But you do it with people you like, and you know we have a good time. And the more people that come in, when Duke Reagan comes in, when Troy Isley comes in, when you know Shushu comes in, then camp starts getting fun.
Is camp fun for you?
For me? Or for Coach K?
No, K.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I mean, it's fun trying to teach somebody something. You know what I'm saying? It's fun trying to protect that person so that person doesn't get hurt. Getting up early in the morning with them, you know what I'm saying, having to go out there and run. It's fun watching these young men. Some of them don't want to do it and some of them want to do it. Some of them know the reason why they have to do it and some of them have to learn the reason why they have to do it. So it's like, it's fun to watch them grow up to be, you know what I'm saying, people. To get whatever you have to get in life, you have to have a responsibility. You know what I mean? You have to have a dedication. And, you know, at any given moment, you know, you can give up. But, you know, it's fun to watch them not give up and learn why they're doing it. And then, you know, as they keep on doing it, they start to enjoy it. Like, I need to do this because I am the underdog. I need to do this because this guy is more in shape than me. I need to let my hands go more because I haven't been letting my hands go more. So it's fun watching the process. I got to have fun waking up somebody 4:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? I got to have fun because I got to get up. You know what I mean? I got to have fun watching a bad sparring day because why? If I let it get to me so much, I won't be able to teach them. You have to make the transition to not being frustrated about everything, but try to have fun with it, but be serious with it. So yeah, they all know I'm serious when it comes in camp because, you know, I don't want to see them hurt. I know people are criticizing them and talking about them. So I want them to go out there and perform and be ready for whoever's in front of them. So yeah. So your mother watched your father go through tough times, good times, and all that.
Yes.
Like now that your mother's watching you go through it, does it like give her like good moments or scary moments, like, you know, watching her father go through it and become this great boxer? Has she ever sat down and talked to you like, you really want to do this? Like, you saw what your papa went through, all that? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, she cries a lot. Every fight she cries. What
Gotcha.
good or bad performances, she'll always cry, just because she's like kind of just reliving, you know, when my grandfather fought and when she saw him. Yeah, my job, my goal is to not make the mistakes that he made. He stayed in boxing too long, and I just don't want to make those mistakes. That's, if I could be better than him, it would be in that aspect of just, I got to get out at the right time and I got to make the right choices. And that'll keep my mom happy. That'll keep my health intact, and that'll keep my family happy.
Where can everybody follow you at, Nick?
You can follow me on Instagram, Nico Ali Walsh. Twitter is something of that same sort. You know what? Like, if you just look up Nico Ali Walsh on Google, you'll find stuff, and then you could just like click follow somewhere. I've been doing better on TikTok. I've been posting TikToks. Top Rank. I talked to the social team, and they were helping me figure out TikTok, how TikTok works. So I've been making TikToks now.
Have you done a TikTok dance video? Are you one of those guys?
Unfortunately, I've done one, but it was like a one and done situation.
It's still out there, though. That means we can find it.
It's still out there, but no, I did it with Flav, so I had to do it.
Okay.
I almost had to do it because Flav knows how to dance, so it was fun.
Because Nico got moves. Okay.
I'm too fine to be so alone. Not my kind. He's a clone. I'ma get money no matter the cost. Having some water, I'm having some boats. Got that dope, that show lows. He's a worker and I am a boss. Little baby, you out, you know you was wrong. You lying. Watch your.
I feel like I have in my head, I have rhythm. I might not
Might be
show
a
it.
team from American Pie.
Oh no. No. In my head, I dance great.
I'll look forward to it. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Coach K, I'll see you on the other side.
On the other side, my guy.
Bye, K. Thank you.